Alright then, pick up, manning up. Olivia Shield, you make we link up. To watch the Champions Cup, Ben Francis Walker Cup. Which team are win the championship this season?
Oh my days. It's a season filled with goals, skills, and well, a few embarrassments as seen in that clip just now. Hi, and welcome to High School Pitchside. I am Ronaldo Adams along with the man himself, Giovanni Brady. Daniel Bent is here, but he'll join us later on. The queen of the show, Jenny Robinson, is unfortunately out this week. Maybe she's out investigating what that stats goalkeeper was up against versus Vauxhall. Gio, what going on? What going on? What was he thinking?
The name of the goalkeeper is Jaheim Gray.
Why you have to name the man?
Leaving out of great area there, you know.
Why you have to give out the man name?
No. I mean, it's all over social media. I'm sure the school know everybody know him. We all make mistakes. Probably a bad pitch, but we blame it on the pitch.
Did you? I was watching closely to see if maybe there was a bounce. Did you see a bounce?
I don't think there was a bounce, but I think that it's because of the pitch. So I think he was expecting the ball to come up and he gathers, but the ball just bounced and stayed on the ground. So the pitch I sell the keeper short and make the keeper look like him can't keep, and now we have it on pitch side and all them thing there.
Or was he supposed to do this technique?
No.
And go down properly?
No. If you look at the ball when it drops on the ground there, it kind of just dies. Yeah, that's a very small bounce.
But still, them say the safe technique is always to curve your foot so and collect the ball.
Listen. I have no good reason why the keeper never made the save. He's on pitch side, so here we are.
He's now famous.
He's now famous.
Luckily, it wasn't a costly error, however, for Stats, as they went on to win 2-1, handing Vauxhall their first defeat of the Manning Cup season. We're down to the business end in the first round, as in the Manning Cup, groups D and E are yet to be decided, and it will go down to the last day, which is tomorrow, Friday. Exciting stuff over in the rural area tournament as well, as a few teams have already booked their places in the Da Costa Cup round of 32. Others will look to qualify through the playoffs. Here's the breakdown of how teams qualify for the round of 32 via the playoffs and for the round of 32 as we have seen so far. All right, so zones with 6 or less teams play on a home and away basis. The top 2 teams along with the 3 best third place teams will advance to the round of 32. Zones with 7 or more teams, these teams will play each other once. Yes, only once. The top 4 will play each other again, home and away. The match venue will be the reverse of the initial group game, and the top 3 teams will then advance to the round of 32. With that, here are the teams that have so far qualified for the playoffs and hunt a spot in the round of 32. Please note, these are the zones with 7 or more teams. All right, let's roll it. In Zone E, we have BB Coke, Stets, Magotty, and Lacovia, all which are in the playoffs. Zone E playoffs, the results from Wednesday. Zone E got underway, and Stets and Magotty played out a 1-1 draw, while it was also a similar scoreline between BB Coke and Lacovia. All right, moving on to Zone G, we have Christiana, who finished top with 18 points, Alphonsus Davis, Homewood, and Knox College, who complete the playoff spots from Zone G. All right, on Wednesday, Christiana edged the Knox College 2-1, while Alphonsus Davis beat Homewood 3-1. Zane, moving on to Zone I now. Last year's semi-finalists, Glenmuir, the defending champions Garvey Maceo. We also have Denby and Kemsil all through to the playoffs. Gio, from these qualifiers, we can safely say that we expected all of them to be in the playoffs, but Monroe, a team that we were following closely earlier in the season, they didn't make it.
At that moment in time, it was looking unlikely. It was right before the States Derby, which it was kind of a turning point, a crossroads, because both States and Monroe started the season a bit slow.
Yeah.
But Rambo delivered in that St. Elizabeth Classico, if you want to call it that, and handed the defeat to Monroe, and they haven't quite recovered to the point where they're going to go through. States has since then progressed. I think they finished second in that group, but States playing very good football. Away to, they played Magotty, was yesterday, 1-1. You want to start the knockout round with a win. I think States will go through regardless, but a 1-1 draw is not ideal. Maybe Rambo playing for some seeding there, I don't know, but let's see. But 1-1 not ideal.
On the note for Monroe, though, a very so-so opening 8 games for them. 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. Yeah. Very indifferent.
A coaching change.
Right.
And maybe a management change also within that. So clearly they were not happy with what they saw from the get-go. Coach Everdeen Scarlett from Cavalier, we mentioned this earlier, he's now there at Monroe.
Well, let me ask you this though, Gia. What would have changed? Because it's the same result at the end.
So I think the thing is this, if you're going to make a change, the earlier the better. We see it in club football all the time. A club is going to fight
relegation. Change in the off-season though.
Change in the off-season. But if you're going to make a change during the season, the earlier you can make that change, I think, the better. Whether or not it was the right decision to make the change, who knows? The reasons behind that change, a myriad of reasons we're being told. But the change of coach, this new coach came in. I think clearly the mere fact that they decided to change the coach is that they believe that they were not getting the best from the resources, or they just felt like, okay, we just needed a fresh start, a clean cut. More likely it's a fresh start, a clean cut. This coach Carl will not be held highly accountable for any failings at Monroe.
Because he didn't have a preseason.
Yeah, he didn't have a preseason, as we discussed. So it's about building now, using this experience, analyzing, seeing what's wrong, seeing the players that are up to standard, what you need to improve and moving forward. It's sad for Monroe, 2018 being the last time they got knocked out so early in the competition, which is still very recent for a team of Monroe's caliber. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, Coach Everdeen Scarlett says it's a building block, and they might take it step by step. So we shall see it happen next season. Meanwhile, former champions Cornwall College and Clarendon College, they lead the teams that are through to the round of 32. Cornwall College beat Irwin 5-1 on Tuesday to move to 22 points in Zone A. Central High, who lead Zone H with 16 points, march into the next round after defeating Lennon 5-0 on Tuesday. 2023 winners Clarendon College, who trail Central on goal difference, also advanced to the round of 32. The other teams to make it into the round of 32 so far are Mannings from Zone C, Cedric Titus and William Nib, having both qualified from Zone D. Zone F leaders Manchester High and last year's semi-finalists, Ochi Rios, big up Ochi, who lead Zone K. With that, we go to a quick break on High School Pitchside. When we return, we are come back to the corporate area, the Manning Cup. We'll be right back.
Crunch your craving with the value menu from KFC. With combos starting at just $620. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Team, we need to pass the ball quicker.
Much quicker.
And you need to make sure. I'm the coach.
And I'm the assistant coach.
No. Your job is to bring the water and keep us hydrated. Matter of fact, where's the water?
I've got it, coach.
Welcome back to High School Pitchside, and it's now time for the Manning Cup as teams are edging closer to a spot in the second round. And here's a reminder of how they can book said spot. All right, so The top 3 teams from each zone, along with the best 4th placed team in the Manning Cup first round, will advance to the round of 16. The teams will be placed into 4 groups of 4 and will play each other once. 16 teams will advance to the round of 16. The battle for a second round spots intensified on Tuesday with a clash of the Zone A Titans between leaders St. Jago High and second placed Excelsior High. Both teams went into the match unbeaten, and here's a recap of the highlights.
Didn't create too much. This one was a shot from distance. She eventually came through, a clash of knees there, and that left the Excelsior goalkeeper Jamari Gordon down. He was eventually substituted. This particular opportunity, again, Excelsior head in hands, Kevin Salmon attacking the back post there, trying to steer that header towards goal, but that one went into the side netting. This was a breakaway effort from Excelsior. Kimari Scott proved a danger man all game long. Here he was again, Scott, but he opted for this was a nice move from Orlando Smith, the St. Jago captain. Shot from the left foot. The goalkeeper though, Sean Salmon, who had a really good outing after coming off the bench, managing to deflect that one away. Excelsior kept trying to find opportunities. John Adlam, though, was a...
And with this stalemate result, this is how the table looks. St. Jago continue to lead with 16 points as they have played a game more than Excelsior, who are second with 13. After a rough start, St. George's are climbing, and Tuesday's 22-0 win over Gainstead High puts them third with 12 points as they seek to advance. Heidel are fourth on 12 points. All right, Daniel, welcome to the show. Well, I don't need to welcome you.
Yeah,
regular man. But welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Excellent. Nice. Good to have you as well, my bro.
Yeah.
So it is very unusual to see 0-0 scorelines in the Manning Cup. And Saturday gone, we saw a 0-0 between JC and Stats. Tuesday now, we see another 0-0 between 2 other big schools, between Excelsior and the St. Jago. It was supposed to be a battle of the Titans.
Yes.
But the match was anything but.
But I think it comes down to, in my mind, proper coaching and planning. If you look at the Jamaica College St. Andrew technical team, is basically was a battle of who can or cannot be concede. I think both teams were playing more so not to lose.
Yeah.
And they were probably okay with a point.
Yeah.
For sure. At this point in time, because you don't win any trophy at this point in time. As it relates to the St. Jago Excelsior game, that paradigm shift could have been swung either way. I think it was a defensive masterclass by Jevan Codlin and his St. Jago coaching staff, because what he had done, he had basically played a 4-5-1 in eliminating the white space, because Excelsior had the tendency, because of their fast wingers, to penetrate and overload those white spaces. But in attack, Jago basically had look-ins, not clear cut. Other than the penalty that they would have
I wanted to get to that.
Penalty that would have won.
Yes.
The approach by young Marlando, I was disappointed.
I was also disappointed, Daniel. I was watching the match live here at CVM.
Yeah.
And I saw the young gentleman's nonchalant demeanor, and I'm like,
this is very easy.
Relax. This is Manning Cup. You're a schoolers, first of all. Why are you behaving like you have already made it? That was the impression I got. I wasn't there, I'm not in his head, but that's the impression I got. And ever since I saw his face, I saw his demeanor, I saw his deportment, I knew he was not going to score. He turned around flimsily, jogged up to the ball flimsily again, and kicked the ball flimsily. And then, of course, the subsequent result was 0-0 afterwards. He got the opportunity, and what made it so annoying to me is he is the captain. You should be the leader among the young men. You should be the one that they are looking to say, all right, it's a tough game today away at Excelsior, but we captain go bring him home today, because he's going to get the penalty and score the 1 goal, and we can defend it out to the 90th minute. And he failed. He failed himself, he failed his team, and I believe he also failed his coaching staff.
Yeah, I think it's youthful exuberance. A lot of these youngsters would have been watching their favorite player, the Neymar, the Ronaldinho, and the list goes on. But the stake is much higher for St. Jago because they wouldn't have had the quality that they would have had probably like 2 years back. So it's almost like St. Jago is on a rebuilding stage. And I said to Coach Colin the night after the game that you actually got the opportunity to win this game because Excelsior.
Away to you get in at Excelsior.
As Gio would have taunted, I would have said that Excelsior is one of the dark horses to win this Manning Cup. And based on the show that we have seen, there's some truth to it.
Yes.
But Jago would probably say it's 3 points loss in their mind. I'm sure the coaching staff will look at it that way. But credit must be given to the substitute goalkeeper. He had a brilliant game. I think in my mind, another player from St. Jago who I think didn't show up, I guess because of the defensive duties that he had, he would have been doing is Byfield, who played as the number 11 that plays on the right wing. I think that defensive work to trap back the wingers, to prevent the wing backs, to prevent the overload in wide spaces, and the strength to go forward to create damage that was lacking in the game in the wide areas. But all in all, I think Nilal, Coach Kian Bradrick and the Excelsior team say, we create chances, we should have killed them as we had. And St. Jago said, all right, opportunity missed, but we can second the point.
Yes.
Rematch soon.
Well, Daniel, we're going to transition to what I would take is your favorite part of the show. We're going to discuss Mona. All right, so Mona, they remain as one of the 7 unbeaten teams so far this season. They defeated Dunoon Park Technical on Tuesday to make it 6 wins from 6, leading Zone E with a whopping 18 points. Daniel, 2-1. It was tight. You went up by 2 goals to 0. Dunoon got 1 back. But were you worried at any point throughout that 90 minutes?
I think I was more disappointed in the approach that Mona took. I think they created so many chances in the first half. The game could have been done and dusted from the first half. But the longer Dunoon stayed in the game, it became difficult. And Dunoon would have had the belief that, hey, big bad Mona that has been scoring so many goals, they're struggling to score against us because Sean Layton could have scored many goals. He's the leading goal scorer and with 14 goals. He's also the captain. And they created so many opportunities, but selfishness crept in.
Do you think fatigue also played a part, whether physical or mental fatigue? Do you also think that played a part into why the guys were making poor decisions and not finishing accurately? I
think it comes down to that may be a factor, but also I think it comes down to decision making because a lot of persons would agree with me, especially analysts and coaches, that to score a goal is probably the hardest thing to do in football. And Mona, could have taken it by the handle and say, all right, let us drive this dagger through their hearts and get it over and dusted. But I mean, nevertheless, they're still the 4th best attacking team. Only Kingston College, KC, and Woolmer's boys have scored more goals than them. Yeah, Woolmer's not. I don't leave a father alone. But I mean, yes, Woolmer's, they have scored 38 goals. Jerome Waite and T over there. But it's something that to look forward to as we get the engine going for the second set of games coming up.
All right, that is it. As we go to another break, here is a look at the top 5 goal scorers in the Manning Cup thus far. As Mona High's talisman, Sean Layton leads with 14. All right. Please note that these are based on the latest information from ISA. Daniel Scarlett from Woolmer's Boys has 9, €1 circle. Dwayne Berger from Jamaica College has 7. Jabari Howell from Jamaica College as well also has 6. And Shankino Grant from Stats has 6 goals. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We are on High School Pitchside.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch, so tasty. What a catch, with a caramel center. What a catch, and so much chocolate, ooh yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy, with so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel, ooh yeah. What a catch, oh, what a catch, you know we love you. What a catch, oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
It was rough. Every time the rain fall, the whole place wet up. I have to put the kids' them book in a bag until the place dry out. Ah boy, I couldn't afford a new roof. Then one day, Ross tell me about a grant I can get through the government. So I sent a letter to the ministry telling them wagwan. The officers came, them do them inspection where I was able to go to the hardware store, get the supply so my roof could have been fixed. I don't think I ever see my kids them smile so much yet. That means everything to me. The Ministry of Economic, Growth and Job Creation make my life better.
A mammogram can shape your motherhood. The Jamaica Cancer Society, helping women now. Visit the website at jcs.live.
Early detection saves lives.
With God, comfort can replace pain. Peace can replace turmoil. Hope can replace sorrow. God loves you. God hears you. God speaks to you in your thoughts, in your heart, and through living prophets. Come, hear the words God has for you.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Welcome back to High School Pitchside, and we now move over to our rivalries segment. Today we turn our focus to one of the most tightly contested fixtures in schoolboy football on the local circuit. It's between Garvey Maceo and Glenmuir. Both teams squared off in the DaCosta Cup Zone I on Tuesday in the top of the table clash at Garvey Maceo. Glenmuir made a statement in their 4-0 victory. Here's Jordan Fort with more.
Already secured, both teams went into the match with their unbeaten records on the line. Glenmuir entered at the top of the table, leading Garvey Maceo on goal difference. Colour Red drew first blood as Ricardo Bin's 11th minute goal gave Glenmuir the lead. That lead was doubled with Orel Miller's strike in the 24th minute. 3 minutes before half-time, Dustin Cohen made it 3-0. He would grab his brace in the 60th minute as Glenmuir ran out 4-0 winners and into the playoffs with 21 points atop Zone I. But Garvey Maceo coach Lester Hibbert was fuming after the match as his team was reduced to 10 players in the first half.
I want to focus on things just like the referees. They have spoken today. I don't want to call any name, but the referee that was in charge of the game, he has spoken, and I wonder if schoolboy football has gone to money.
I thought we handled the situation very well. Coming into unfamiliar grounds again. Last year we would have came here and ended with 0 points. So this year we came and we ensured that we put ourselves in best position to maximize on points. And we got that too.
The rivalry will once again be renewed when both teams face each other in the playoffs for a spot in the round of 32. Speaking of rivalry, both camps are aware of what it means to play in this fixture. For Glenmuir, they hold grudges for last season's defeat to Garvey Maceo in the semi-finals.
Last year we couldn't change last year, so we had our own story to to rewrite this year. It's just, as I said before, it's just another game where don't place a lot of emphasis on rivalry, because that is something that will cloud our judgment. So we ensure that we prepare for our opponent or prepare ourselves properly, so we don't look on the opponent.
We have 3 more games to go in the final 4, so we have to just regroup. We have 1 home game and maybe 2 away games, so we have to go again and go stronger.
Kemps Hill shocked title favourites Glenmuir 1-0 in their Zone I playoff, while Garvey Maceo rebounded from their heavy defeat to Glenmuir to beat Denby High 2-1 to move a step closer to the round of 32 in action from the Issa da Costa Cup on Thursday. It was the first loss of the season for Glenmuir.
Whoa, Daniel, several talking points. The first I want to get to.
Sure.
Garvey's young head coach made some allegations just now, saying that the referees may have been bought out. What says you?
As many persons are wise persons would say that I'm not sure. It was not the game, so I can't speak to that.
It's a politically correct.
Yeah, that's something that, especially for derby games, the referees that you might have assigned to these tasks has to be of great quality. Yeah. I think in my mind, I'm saying that games like these, you'd want a FIFA referee to officiate at these games, because the high stakes. A Clarendon derby between Garvey and Glenmuir goes back ages, and that's something that will never change. Always have thrill spills and a lot of excitement. So, I mean, officiating, if there was a discrepancy, needs to improve for the betterment of schoolboy football, because we have to remember that these are youngsters and we want the best for them at the end of the day.
Yes. Glenmuir and Garvey Maceo met 3 times last season. Garvey Maceo, a.k.a. the Cubans, beat Glenmuir on penalties in the semi-final and went on to win their 3rd Da Costa Cup crown. Before that, however, they met twice in the first round, sharing the wins, right? So the next... Well, they won the penalty shootout on 4-2. Earlier in the season, Garvey got a 2-1 win over Glenmuir. Glenmuir then replied with a 2-0 win. Even before that, let's go back to the round of 16 in 2023. We saw whereas they drew 1-1, right? And there was other times where Garvey Maceo beat Glenmuir 2-1 and then another 1-1 draw. So, as we mentioned before, very tightly contested. It is always nip and tuck. So this 4-0 seems like somewhat of, some may argue, somewhat of an anomaly, right? Do you, again, Glenmuir dropped out of the competition in the semi-final last year. This time now, they met for the first time, them get the 4-0 win. What does this say to you, and what should we expect from Glenmuir going into the latter rounds of the Da Costa Cup?
I can say that it's probably the Glenmuir eclipse. When you talk about the quality of this Glenmuir team, they have been very consistent over the past three to four seasons, especially under the tutelage of the new gaffer, Andre Peart. He's a student of the game. Andrew Peart.
A real Jamaican, you know.
has been a real student of the game. Glenmuir has a lot of quality. Yes. In all departments, the Earl Miller, the Erin Watson, and also the Dunsting Cohen. They are the 3 catalysts, because they would have had Premier League experience last season. Yes. So that experience now transferring that to schoolboy football is something that has been helping them. And I think as it relates to how they set up defensively as a compact unit and in the attacking third, they're very in sync, because at the 3 phases of the football field, you have the build-up phase, the connecting phase, and the execution phase. And in the final third, they have been ruthless. So seeing them dominate this fixture is not something that is surprising to me, because I think it's the best attacking team in the Da Costa Cup.
All right. Between them, Daniel, they share 6 Da Costa Cup titles. They have each won it 3 times. Garvey are the most recent winners, coming last year, of course, and they won in 2021 as well. Glenmuir, it's been over a decade since Glenmuir last won, and last year they were clear favorites, but still, you know, football isn't played on paper.
Not at all.
And the drought continues after losing in the semi-final. So it's been over a decade since Glenmuir's last DaCosta Cup title, which came in 2012. 2012,
yeah, 2012.
Right? This season, again, statement win over fierce rivals Glenmuir. CC, again, the other Clarendon school, is not much of a factor this year. How confident are you? You said they're one of the best attacking teams this season. Yeah. How confident are you that Glenmuir will get over the line this year under Andrew Peart?
I think I'm very confident that they will probably sneak it this year. They are probably the third best attacking team. Only OHSI and Manchester High have scored more goals than them. So with the quality that they have, and also the depth coming off the bench, because that's something that you need to win championship. Defensive, that they have been sound. Attacking wise, they have been really incredible. And as a unit, they have been one of the better teams in the competition.
All right, peeps, stay tuned to CVM to see it happen. It's now time for another break. We'll be right back.
Start your journey with a Jane Bank Small Business Loan, with small business loans with as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million.
The time is 8:30.
Crunch your craving with the value menu from KFC. With combos starting at just $620. KFC, it's finger licking good.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
A mammogram can shape your motherhood. The Jamaica Cancer Society, helping women now. Visit the website at jcs.live.
Early detection saves lives.
Thank you so much for staying with us on High School Pitchside. We have seen a few outlandish scorelines this season, with St. George's smashing Gainstead 22-0, Jamaica College dismissing Spanish Town High 16-0, and Kingston College demolishing Tarrant High 14-0. And of course, these are just a few of the scorelines. But there are some players who are seemingly giving up or allowing opponents to score without even challenging them. Let's take a look at this incident in last week's game between KC and Tarrant. And by the way, it's courtesy of Yardi Sports on Instagram. Absolutely putrid. But anyway, gentlemen, we're now on the debate stage.
Yes.
Daniel, it's your debut.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm going to make you go last. Gio, your minute starts now. And the question is, do these scorelines and the lack of challenging from some of these players, does it undermine the integrity of the schoolboy football competition?
All right.
Your minute starts now.
Right, I must say yes, but it's a nuanced yes. I think we've always seen big scorelines in schoolboy football, so that is nothing new. What I will say though is that to the players and to, I guess, the coaches who fail to galvanize their players enough to the state that they don't go on the pitch and put forward any effort whatsoever, that is totally unacceptable. You're undermining the competition and you're forcing, you're forcing us to have discussions like these, and you're making it bad for other teams and other schools and so on. We use a good example. You see Vauxhall and what Kyle Butler has done with Vauxhall this year. That is the example of a coach that has gone into a school, a quote-unquote smaller program, has galvanized his players, has empowered his players, has built a good chemistry, good camaraderie within the school community, and his team believes, and you see they go out there and they have good performances, only losing 2-1 to stats. That's on one end. But the other school, the Gainstead, them, I think there was some of the big schools, let me say Glenmuir drop. No, you guys are undermining the competition. Why come out if you're just gonna come out here and get bag up 20 nails. stay at school, you know, beat those books, you know, learn, you know.
Stay in school.
Don't come out here and, you know, again, to the coaches. I think if you're there and you see players, then
Time. Hello. Sir, please respect the moderator and please respect this debate stage. Mr. Bent, welcome again to the debate stage. I hope you're not nervous. Your minute starts now.
No, I don't think it undermines the competition, because if you, as a footballing program, don't have the players that is good enough to play, I think it's under the coach's ability and owners to get them ready. If you compare small schools to big schools, there's a gap. And if you look at the resources and what they have, the difference in both, then that's something that you have to look at. But going forward, I think it comes down to coaching, acquiring resources, and also working on the mental aspects of the young players, because sports psychology is important to these programs, because these incidents like this can be pressuring. So if it's not present as a part of the program, then no, it shouldn't be impactful to that.
You have more time in here. You finished?
No, me that man.
Have you finished?
Yeah,
all right.
I've done that one.
All right, judges, calling from the judges' room. let's get the results. All right, so the judges are saying that, okay, they're tallying up 2 more. All right, so, don't know. Here on Pitchside, we are never biased. We always tell the truth. And we're always as objective as possible.
I know what that means.
And with that being said, I'm sorry, Daniel. You failed or you lost on your debut. Wow. I have to give it to Gio for this week. Yeah, man.
Really?
Tell the truth.
He's not paying you?
No, man. Okay. To tell the truth around here.
Judges?
No, man, the judges got it right. They tallied up. They made very sure. They even went to count a second time. So the results are very accurate.
Okay.
With that, we take a quick break, but not to worry. Much more Pitchside when we return.
Time come. That's right.
Here at Extreme E. This is unbelievable. Absolute carnage.
With God, comfort can replace pain. Peace can replace turmoil. Hope can replace sorrow. God loves you. God hears you. God speaks to you in your thoughts, in your heart, and through living prophets. Come, hear the words God has for you.
Everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi. Brought to you by Grace, Singer, and Island Net Services.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction, 'cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people them I say we are my show tonight. Oh,
Welcome back to High School Pitchside, and it's now time for the Powerade Team Talk. Mona High School are having a perfect start to the season, dominating Zone E with a maximum of 18 points from 6 games. They take the spotlight in our Powerade Team Talk this week.
Mona, of course, in recent history we know, has been a powerhouse in schoolboy football. 2023 Manning Cup champions, 2024 Walker Cup champions. This season, you're perfect so far. Tell me what the journey has been like.
Well, the journey has honestly been beautiful. You know, taking on this school, myself, my dad, and all the staff, it's been a beautiful journey. I've met so many lovely, amazing people. It's been beautiful seeing myself and the players grow and everybody grow. And we look forward to, you know, possibly matching our performance in the 2023 season or even doing better.
Speaking of watching everybody grow, your top striker, Sean Layton, has grown both in stature, physically, and has grown also mentally. You've now entrusted him with a leadership role. Tell me how you've seen him grow into that particular role, because he came into the team as a young boy, was learning from the older players, and now he's the one leading the troops.
Well, I think he's absolutely ready for this role. He's always been very mature, both in his style of play and just as a person overall. You know, I've known Sean since I was very, very young. We've watched each other grow up really, and I'm very proud of his performance and his growth as a player.
Assistant coach Ricardo Martin is here. Coach, tell me about the team's play this season. I want to ask you a question, and you can be candid with me. Most people saw Mona versus Dunoon and thought, okay, easy win for Mona, maybe. Lots of goals for Mona. It was 2-1. Did you expect that?
Oh, we didn't expect that, but sometimes things like this happen because it was a 1 o'clock game as well, so the weather played a part in it as well. So, well, and we had several chances to put the game to bed, so, and that didn't happen. So we just have to go back to the training ground, look at the film, and we'll work on it.
And in terms of what you're trying to impart to these boys, I mean, you've been instrumental in the Phoenix program. You were a player yourself. Tell me some of the strategies and some of the tactics that you're trying to impart and how well you think they've grasped it so far.
They have grasped a lot, some of it which I cannot speak of right now, but...
Secret.
Secret, yeah. but whatever we have asked them to do, they have really put it out there so far.
Yeah, let me talk to the leader, Sean Layton. Sean, you're racking up the goals. I think you've gone 17 so far in the Manning Cup. Tell me about how you've adjusted this year to a new leadership role and how you keep your focus to also ensure that your game stays on top.
Well, it's 14, but to keep the focus, you just have to stay humble and just know that the team is the main focus, is for the team to do well, and just get through the schoolboy football, discipline, stay disciplined, get everyone on the same level-headed, and just keep the focus.
Many thanks to Casey Butler, Ricardo Martin, and all the team members for joining us. Remember, you can catch all the SBF action live and exclusive right here on CVM TV, on our website, cvmtv.com, and on YouTube, CVM TV News. We know this is your favorite time of the morning because you get to see me, but unfortunately, I'm just kidding.
We now bring you our Powerade hydration tip of the week, and this week it's all about replacing what you sweat out from your body. Sweating makes you lose electrolytes. Replenish with Powerade, and that helps you to restore sodium and potassium, helping you stay in the game longer. Yes, that was your Powerade hydration tip of the week, and it's now time for a quick break. But when we return, we'll have history class.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's a live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction, 'cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause
replace pain. Peace can replace turmoil. Hope can replace sorrow. God loves you. God hears you. God speaks to you in your thoughts, in your heart, and through living prophets. Come, hear the words God has for you.
Protecting Jamaica's borders is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time brought to you by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
8:45.
Our interview with former Reggae Boys and the Clarendon College midfielder Sean Fraser has been quite an interesting one. We close out this week with Fraser speaking to Jordan Fort about his disappointments at the national level in history class.
Going to do or what would happen, but God has made a way. When I got on that plane, I had 4 bun in my suitcase. 3 cheese that I looked at every minute because I didn't want to be squeezed, 2 tin of bully beef and a shorty bread. When the guy picked me up at the airport at 9:53 in the morning, the trial is at 3 o'clock. When he picked me up at 9:53 in the morning, he said, "What hotel I must take you?" And I said, "Take me to the field." He said, No, you have to go to your hotel. I said, "No, take me to the field, I'm nervous." In my heart, I was lying, and I didn't have another option because I wasn't going to let this opportunity pass. He took me to the field and he said, "You're on your own." I asked the security when I got in to open the room. He opened the room for me. I realized I didn't have a bottle of water, and I went to the security and I was saying to him that, never forget his name, yeah? Andreas. And I said to him, "How can I get a bottle of water?" And he said, "There's no shop around here. You have to call a taxi." I said, "I have no phone." And he said, "Oh my God." But he seems like a Haitian mix. And I'm sorry, I'll get you a bottle of water. He got me the bottle of water. And when he got me the bottle of water, I went back to the room, took out my stuff, put on my gears, pack up my suitcase properly. When they entered in the room at 2 o'clock, when everybody started coming in, players, coaches, everybody started coming, they put number 1 on me, right? Because I was the first one there. So it was a trial. It was 5 international spaces only at that time to play in Miami FC. It was 193 people, players. And I said to myself, "Lord, I am not going back to Jamaica because at the end of the day, I lied to my mom, my dad. Whatever it takes for me to do today, you let me do it." I prayed before. When I got onto that field, I lasted 12 minutes. And when I was playing, I saw this short guy came up to me, and I didn't know who he was personally because I only see him on TV. And he said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Jamaica." He said, "No, you're Brazilian." And he stopped the game himself and tell the referee, "Give me this player, I want this player." When I came off, I realized it was Romario. He sent me...
The Romario.
The greatest of all time for me, striker. Finishing, because I played with him, I can tell you. He sent me to the room and he said, "Go with the manager." So I said, "What I do?" He said, "Go to the manager." At the time, I don't know what was happening because you're playing, you're enjoying the game. You don't know if you're playing well or what. In your mind, you're just saying you're enjoying the game. I scored, I dribbled past like 3 or 4 players and scored easily. And he said, "Go to the manager." When I went to the manager said, "Where's your clothes?" And I took a shower quickly, he waited for me, put on my clothes. And he said, "You didn't go to your hotel?" I said, "No." He said, "All right, that is good because you don't need to go to your hotel anymore." He took me all the way down to South Beach where the office was. And he said, "Do I need to speak to your agent?" And I said, "Yes." So you speak to my agent because at the time where the paperwork was, your mind was kind of down and stuff. And he spoke with the agent and the agent gave me the phone and said, "Hey, I knew it was a blessing working with you." So that's the time when I knew I got the contract. And he said to me, I forwarded the contract to the agent, "You can sign here." And I read everything, every word, signed here. And he said, "How do you like your money? Bank transfer or do you want in cash?" And I said, "Give me cash." I got $10,000.
Yeah.
First time in my life I ever held $10,000 for a sign-on fee. The agent got his money. And the first thing I did was tell him that I would need to go back.
And this is US dollars, of course.
Yes, US dollars. And I went back to the field and I gave the security guard $100 US for the water that he gave me. And I went
which is obviously you're giving him 100 because the water wouldn't cost $100 US.
No, man, I gave it to him because when I look at everything, I had everything to eat, but you know, when you're overseas, you can't really drink the water. And if I didn't have that water at that time, how would I eat that bun and cheese or that tin of bully?
And how would you perform at the trial?
Exactly. So I saw it as just giving him back, and I told him thanks. So he was saying, hey, this is $100. I said, I know. It's for you. And he looked at me and he's like, what's your name? What's your name? What's your name? And I told him, man, you coming back? And I said, yeah, man, I'll be back. And then they took me to, so I arrived at 9:53. They took me to the airport at 4:47. I documented everything. And I was on the last American airline flight to go back to Jamaica. I went back home with $9,950 with the same $50. And I gave my wife some money out of that. I gave my mom, you know, some money out of that. And everybody was cursing, why you come back home? And I showed them the contract. And hey.
And then you were off to Brazil?
No, I was off to Miami, back after that. And then after my first season, played with Romario, he said, hey, you don't belong playing here. But the club at the time, Romario sold his share. He went back to Brazil to finish his career for Vasco da Gama. And he said, the club don't want to sell you, so we're bringing you on loan. And when I went to Brazil, I played for Boa Vista. I scored 4 goals in 10 games. I was playing against players like Zé Roberto, Juna Baiano, all those top players that you watch on TV. So,
yeah, the names that Jamaicans love. I want to just quickly as well get to your Reggae Boys career because with all the success you've had, you never really became a mainstay within that Reggae Boys setup. Take me through some of that, some of the lessons you learned and why you think really you never got that long run as a senior international for Jamaica.
I'm going to be honest. I can't say I don't pick players because I'm a player. The coaches go and pick their players. When I was playing locally, I'm in every camp. Every camp that call, if it's a 25-man camp, Sean Fraser is involved. Once I went overseas, it's like I'm lost at that time. And I've scored 107 professional goals. I'm not including Jamaica. I'm talking about overseas. I've played in 9 different countries. And to score 107 professional goals and not to be included in the Reggae Boys setup, it was disheartening to me. It was very sad because I'm doing everything they asked to perform at your club so that people can see you. But at the time, I don't think that we had enough coverage to follow the players. So even when I'm scoring 2 and 3 goals, I had to be calling a particular person at a different, place to tell him, hey, I just scored 2 goals. You could bring that on. So I think it's all boiled down to not having enough scouts or not following the players that you have and just believing who you know from before. I thought that's what caught me as to why I didn't perform, because coming up playing under 17, being the MVP at the qualifiers in Montego Bay when we first qualified for the World Cup, and then being a mainstay in the under 20, didn't play the under 23 because I was injured at the time. And then when I went over to the senior team, it's just like 5 or 10 minutes I get to prove myself. No, 5 or 10 minutes is a lot in football, don't get me wrong, because goals can score. But when you go into a game that is high-paced and you're not accustomed to certain things, you're asking a player that is very young to go and adjust to this in 5-10 minutes.
Right. I can tell one thing though, you're big on numbers and your memory is very sharp because you've listed out details that I think most people would forget. But it was a fascinating discussion. Thank you so much, Sean Fraser, for joining us on Pitchside and on History Class. This was a fascinating history lesson for me, indeed. And High School Pitchside continues right after this break.
All right, my side, it's now time for our final segment, and we hit the big screen for your comments in fan view. But before that, we have a video clip to show you, which was taken from TikTok. It is an alleged altercation between what appeared to be a Gainstead player and a member of the coaching staff following their heavy 22-0 mauling by St. George's College in Zone A of the Manning Cup on Tuesday. Let's take a look.
Gainstead High School keeper beat his coach for losing 20 to love.
Man, them that stream the young prodigy, you see me?
We reached out to Gainstead High for an official statement. However, we were told that the head of sports department and the coach were unavailable for a comment. So, Gio, first of all, before we even get to the comments, what do you think of the video that we just saw?
All right, so clearly there was some sort of altercation, as you would have described, between the Gainstead coach and his goalkeeper. I mean, allegedly. The TikTok says beat, but that's alleged. I mean, I don't know what to think. We talk about discipline in schoolboy football, and this is another clear case of there being some level of indiscipline there. Gainstead clearly throwing in the towels, as we just debated earlier, getting 22-0 and looking to blame it on the coach. Who is to blame? I don't know, but indiscipline should never be accepted. These are schoolboys after all, and at any level whatsoever, whether it be schoolboy, professional, there should be no indiscipline. But at this level, you just don't want to see that. You just don't like to see that.
Imagine going to school on Wednesday morning, knowing that everyone is going to know that A, you lost 22-0, and B, you were probably in a fight with the coach. How do you walk into school?
No, but you shouldn't. You probably should walk into school and walk right back out. You should walk to the principal's office. You should get whatever you need to get, and you walk. I mean, probably not expulsion, but you should walk right back out with some sort of disciplinary hearing or whatever it is. I mean, that's just simply not acceptable. I can't stress it enough. I can't find enough words to tell you how unacceptable it is. Really,
yeah, man, these kids these days, man.
Yeah, these kids.
But anyway, that's what Gio had to say. Let's see what the viewers have to say. All right, first up, Zari says 22 goals. Man can't save a Word document, much less a goal. Next up, yeah, man. She says, if you know work list, what that have to do with the man? It wasn't that deep. Big up yourself, Diatra. Next, Avagay says, and this is my friend. This is the reason them get 22. Lack discipline, and them brain can't process things the right way. Can't take correction. Imagine him get a math equation wrong and decide to thump down the teacher. All right. Jamani says, every week the goal them nuffer and nuffer upon them. Them get 13 last week and 22 this week. That's crazy. Crazy indeed, Jamani.
That's 35 goals.
Quick maths, good job, Gio. How would school ever? Anyway, Stylist 3D says, I know the boys are going to be excited to play and score goals, especially since they have not been performing up to their usual standards. They're speaking about Georges, by the way. But as a Georgian myself, we could have slowed the pace. There is no need to embarrass high schoolers like this. Agree?
I disagree. It's high schoolers playing high schoolers. Just score as many goals as they allow you to score.
Yeah, man. Pummel them to the end.
Yep.
Next up. Icy says, Sabro not allow the goal them for score. How you for beat the coach? Oh, he says, Sabro, no, you allow the goal them for score. How you gonna beat the coach? Fair point. Allegedly, of course. Next up. Stylist says they should employ the mercy rule like in the US. Once the game gets to 10-0, the referee ends the game. Again, G and I disagree with this. Next up. Great Matt 101 says, a new record unlocked. Never in the history of football being played in Jamaica. I see this. 22-0. Better only just forfeit the season and abandon football altogether. Great man, we're not going to beat them. Nothing, them say, what? Effort. Something, yeah, nothing try, nothing done. That's how the same go. Keem SG says, reason why most of them not reach nowhere in the ball game, no discipline. Gio, what's my bottom line all the time?
You're big on discipline.
Not just discipline, propelling the game forward and getting it to a higher degree. And we're not going to reach nowhere for them things.
At some schools, some of these players playing football is really just a status thing, you know? Like, you're me a ball, I play a Manning Cup, I play whatever it is.
Get the girl them and them. Anyway,
sadly, you know?
Liz the Virgo Queen says, coach should press charges. Should the coach if he was allegedly beaten, should he press charges?
If he was allegedly beaten. Yes. I mean,
Probably
I
sign
think
up for some boxing lessons.
The school should definitely take it up. The school should take it up. I don't know.
All right, what a name, Sweet Chocolate Rasta. What a combination. So, did the coach did a play or secure the goal? This sad bad, the world mess up bad. We agree with your Chocolate Rasta. So next.
I don't think the coach is blameless. The coach should get somebody blame 22-0. Because if you lose by so much, put the man in the box.
Yeah,
but he should not have been beaten. Should not have been beaten. But
all right.
He's not blameless.
That's how we wrap up this week's edition of High School Pitchside. All things being equal, we meet you again next week, same time, same place, only on CVM TV. I am Ronaldo Adams. That's Giovanni.